Hello everybody. A bit conscious that the last video was quite lengthy, so let's crack on with box 2. Okay, so we'll start off with the OPL Outdoor number 8. Whistle in the handle. Probably very loud if you give it a proper blow. What? Plastic handle. Locking collar. Shackle key. Part serrated blade. And the blade is 12C27M. So compared to normal 12C27, it's got a bit less carbon, but it's got more chromium and more molybdenum. So I'm assuming that should mean better corrosion resistance. I had one big issue with this knife, and that's these serrations. They're no bloody use. You tend to see serrated and part serrated blades where the serrations have been designed clearly for the appearance. Like a lot of tactical or fighting knives will have serrations that just look like a little row of piranha teeth. And I'm sure they're fine for ripping flesh, but for actually cutting things in a general utility sense, they're useless. You want wide, shallow curves. So these zigzag steps just don't do it at all, really. You're far better off with the gentle serrations you get on a Swiss Army knife. Then we've got the Buck 110 50th anniversary edition. A lovely gift from A to Z. And the 50th anniversary edition is the same basically as the standard Buck 110, but we have the medallion inlaid in the handle there, and the tang is stamped with 50 in the anvil. 420HC with what Buck claim is their unique heat treat. And to be honest, I think this is a cracking knife. When I was a kid, if you ever saw a big penknife in the shops anywhere, and it was usually sports shops, there'd be cheap Chinese copies of these. And I never realised for years and years that there was an actual proper one that is really nice quality. Then we've got the Extra Meya, a Spanish brand, although it seems almost certainly made in China. We've got the locking collar, similar to the OPL, but the fit and finish is not as good. The blade is some unspecified carbon steel, but it does take a nice edge. And it wasn't expensive, so I don't mind too much. Then we've got a couple of Kershaws. We've got the Chill. Nice slim flipper. That's 8CR13 MOV. So just a fairly standard budget steel. But it takes a nice edge. And it's well made. Then we have another Kershaw, the Skyline, a gift from I'm a Forester. Now this is moving up the range a bit, I think. In the UK, the Skyline's about twice the price of the Chill. And for that, you get a larger overall knife, you get a more robust build, and you get 14C28N from Sandvik as the blade steel. And that is, according to Sandvik, a much higher performing steel than 12C27 or 12C27M. They see it as a steel for top quality knife blades. And a bit of an odd bod, the Mounties Fiction folder. Funny looking bugger, I think you will agree. Chisel ground blade, OS 8. Not massively fond of chisel grinds, I think they look unfinished. But it's a good little cutter. You've got the big finger choil there, which means although there's no lock at all, when you get your finger in there, it's not going to close on you. You'd have to be doing something really stupid for that to happen. So that is UK legal, in the sense that it doesn't contravene the law of sub 3-inch blades and no locking blades in public. Although there's the usual caveat that even though it's not illegal, there are a range of places in the UK where you would not be allowed to carry that. You know, schools, pubs, nightclubs, that sort of thing. Over to Italy for the Mazarin Colt Tasca. Simple slip joint, brass liners, 440 stainless blade, clip point. Didn't have a very good edge when I got it, and I have scuffed the blade up a bit sharpening it, but it's sharp now. I think the scales are Bubinga, if I remember. May be mistaken, but it's a nice knife. Another Mazarin, the Marinera, olive wood scales, brass liners, very simple wooden handle shape, riveted pivot pin, pinned on scales. This is 420 stainless. This is quite a nice little knife, I think. May strike people as perhaps a gardening knife or a little pocket knife for camping. It's a bit chunky for carrying in the pocket all the time, I think. But again, for the price, nice little knife. Spoko Bog. Everybody's got one of these, I would imagine. I've got one of these on my keyring, just as a letter opener. All steel, 8CR13 MOV, I would imagine. Does it say anything on the blade? It does, but I can't read it. Smallest of the Spyderco range. Cute little thing. And then another tiny weeny knife. Rough Rider. Mini Muskrat, I think. Can't remember the model number. But traditional slip joint with two hollow ground blades. Made in China. 440 steel. And the two blades are on separate back springs. The construction is a little bit wonky, but it only costs you buttons anyway. It's just a little bit of fun. So I think out of this box, the top two are the two knives that were gifts. The Kershaw Skyline and the Buck 110. So that's my box 2. Thanks for watching.